Emeka, Umeh, operations, from Eliezer management. Please, I want to ask a question because there were some things the electricity, the Ikeja and Eko Disco authorities said. They said that nobody expected such a thing when we had the last fuel shortage. Now my question is this: we have in maybe your facility, you have an emergency plan for maybe when there is fire, an emergency plan when there is accident or something like that. But there was no emergency plan for what you sell, which is power distribution. We had 2 weeks of fuel shortage and the whole system was shut down. My question is this: what strategic and innovation can we put in place to ensure that you have an emergency plan? Because if that fuel situation had lasted more than 2 weeks, we would have had the country and the whole thing would have got shut down. So what emergency plan can be put in place to ensure that if such a thing arises, we don't have these problems again? Thank you very much.
Response.
Let me quickly respond to that. Power generation is not as easy as you're looking at it. And of course, as I said, we on the side we have to distribute and not to generate. As of today, we don't have control over generation. So we don't have control over allocation of that power to each of the discos. So the only emergency plan that one can have as a distributor is when you have control over your generation, over your generators. So that was why I said we have in our immediate plan, to get over those challenges I liked is to have embedded generation, and we have not started that. That is when you can have what we call spinning reserve. Spinning reserve has to do with, you are not using that power, but you are generating it. At least it's there, so that in case of problem, you can quickly transfer your load onto that. But as of today, distribution companies don't have generators to put on standby, sort of. We don't have anything like that. And of course, even if you have something like that, except we are using renewable energy, because we don't have only one source of supply, and that's a gas pipe from Motorokwe in Delta State. That's the only pipe. And it's true. If those guys they come out with what they always do, and carry the hammer on the pipe, what can you do? All our generators are on that pipe. So what emergency plan can you put in place except renewable energy? And of course, how many discos can quickly go into that renewable energy now that will sustain it, that will serve as emergency, except for a very few communities that will serve. Because as of today, I don't think we'll have a wind turbine that will give you, the maximum we have is about 50 megawatts. 50 megawatts will, in fact, cannot serve half of Lekki. Where my jurisdiction is covered. 50 megawatts of wind turbine cannot serve. And solar, how many panels do you want to have that will serve the whole of only CMS area? So these are very difficult situations we find ourselves. So to get on top of that, we have put in place, as I said, we have opened bids. We are just studying the commercial bid now. The technical, we have gone over, we are on top of that. And of course, as I said, in the next 6-7 months, we'll have these generators, online, that will have power at least to serve our customers for nothing less than 20 hours a day.
That's hope. I see hope. Please, can we have another person?
Yeah, just to add a little to what he said. Power is my constituency. I'm also a consumer because I'm a facility manager and I have facilities I manage, and my greatest challenge is power. However, I think that the discourse did not get it right. The managers of disco, who owns discos, did not get it right ab initio from beginning. Because you do not want to inherit liability. You do not sign a blank check or a letter you've not read, you sign. However, talking about embedded generation. I remember when my second year in National Diploma, IMT Enugu, I did my IT at Ojiri Power Plant. It was a coal-powered station. For those who are from that area, they know that power station. Today, I don't think Ojiriva is working. Is it working? I understand it's not working. I also heard of Shiroro, Kainji. All these are generating plants. And a number of them, I don't think they're even working. So what I expect, which I also, because we facility managers, we want to provide solution, is that this forum, World FM Day today, if there's anything we want every listener, those policymakers to take home is, why not revive these places and then have this embedded generation, in quote, coming from those places. I don't think it costs so much. Yes, it's a lot, but I don't think it will be out of place to really revive these places, and they now serve specific areas. Because I still insist that power generation is the least in the power supply chain. Because you can generate from anywhere. Those in Morocco in those days, we are generating, somebody has a 20 kVA generator and he has about 10 houses he supplying, he's selling power to. It's more expensive, but then it could be improved on.
Thank you. Can we have the lady from government?